Hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. So once again, the portal is alight with a lovely blue hue, meaning it is once again time to pull some shards, specifically ancient shards. And yes, this is in pursuit of the end, I should say, of the Tholen Foulbeard fusion going on, or the champion chase for one of the last rares to get the champion. So let's hop over into that and take a look at what we're dealing with today. So my plan already was to try and go a little bit harder on this one, and I'll talk about why in a bit. But regardless, it turns out that they already kicked off the Titan event. If you want my thoughts on that, you can check out the free-to-play review of the Demon Slayer Titan event that I posted earlier today. But yeah, we do have to go all the way out to 5500 regardless of where my intentions were to begin with. But I definitely wanted to at least get one of the legendary tomes. Definitely want to get the fusion rare, of course. And then we're going to be going out to 5500, as I said. Now, I did get this correct. I looked back in time for historical precedents, and I did guesstimate that the rare was going to be situated at 3500 points, because this seems like, or this definitely was more of an expensive side of the fusion, on par with like the likes of Fabian. So I was actually correct on this one being 3500, but I was still wrong on the Summon Rush. A little bit of an underestimation on that one. But yeah, so there's 200 points up for grabs in terms of Titan event points, and of course the fusion rare is the goal. So yeah, we've already talked about that. So you can see here though, I already have 1300 points, and you might be wondering, did I pull shards already? No, this is from fusing 3 of the rares, or 3 of the epics, excuse me, for the fusion already. So you can see those 3, 1, 2, 3. So that was worth 750 of these points already. The rest has been from acquiring some of the fusion rares over the past few days, because of course that does count in terms of acquiring a champion. Rares are worth 50 points. Then any of the rares I've been getting from the campaign, and of course I've been champion training, because there is a champion training event going on right now. So all of those mystery shards I've been opening have given me some credit as well. And to add to that, we are also going to summon Empress here. We're going to summon him live. So he is worth 1,000 points in this champion chase as well. And finally completed him in the last week, or the last week of Chimera, the last reset. And I'm super stoked to take advantage of him, specifically in the, or I guess in the base form, really. The base form. I'll have to think about how I want to use him. I know everyone builds him like a nuker, because, you know, everyone's a nuker at this point. But just having the ability to no questions barred, no questions asked, remove Stone Skin is very powerful, and I'm a huge fan of anything that can help combat Stone Skin, HP burn, explosion, etc. So this is something I'm definitely in favor of. So I'll be keen to take advantage of just being able to smack people and remove their Stone Skin, which is going to be super fun. But yeah, Empress is now here on the account and ready to do some shenanigans. So stay tuned, I guess, for an Empress guide coming soon. Let me know if you guys are keen to see that, as I do expect a lot of people probably don't have him just yet. So with that 1,000 points, that puts us at 2,300 as our starting port towards the 5,500 that is the goal for this particular session. So we shouldn't have to pull, knock on wood, we shouldn't have to pull that many ancients, but again, we'll see what RNG has in store for us. Popping over to the portal, let's take a look at my overall shard count on the account. At the moment, we have 653 on the ancients, which of course we'll be dipping into today, 263 on the voids, 28 on the primals, and then 53 on the sacred. So we're focusing our efforts solely on the ancient shards here, and you can see that at the time of this recording, it is Sunday, so the 10x for, I think, Gracco's something turn Drake is over. I was not too keen on getting that champion. Obviously, getting a 10x is very low odds. I want to say it's around 6.5% chance if you get a legendary, but nonetheless, I'd rather maximize my chance of getting someone else if we do happen to get a legendary. And speaking of the odds, let's pop up the Mercy tracker on the screen here. You can see that we are fresh off of Mercy from our last legendary. It was literally the 10th champion in the last 10 pull that I did of Ancient, so we are back to 0, square one. So we're basically in the hands of RNGs as to whether or not we're even going to get a legendary today. So the 1 in 100 chance that has only a 64% chance of happening, if anyone doesn't know a little bit about statistics. So my expectations are very low for this particular session. Again, I have no idea how many shards it's going to take to get there, so maybe we will pull enough to get closer to the odds of getting a legendary, but nonetheless, if we do happen to get a legendary, my top 3 are Poison Exploders, number 2 would be Molly Tankard, and number 3 would be Elva Autumnborn. And I do expect to hopefully get a decent amount of epics. Epics are kind of the bulk of your points on average, so duplicate epics for empowerment would be helpful. And at this point, it wouldn't be super useful, but like, I guess the fusion epic, I wouldn't mind it. Like, I'm kind of like working towards the last 3 things already, like in terms of like I plan to get the last 3 rares naturally, but if I happen to pull the fusion epic, Cool, I'll take it, I guess. Maybe save a little time, save a little energy. We'll see. But anyways, let's jump right into the shard pools. We've got 90 spaces, and hopefully that's enough room to do this particular session. We've got a decent amount of cash, and honestly, we're not really looking for anything crazy here. So mostly the epics for good amount of champion chase points. Again, we need around 3,000-ish points from where we are in the champion chase to get all the way from 2,300 to the 5,500. So starting it off cold with a bunch of rares. Okay, we did get two epics. We'll take that. Grimskin, pretty trash. Magnar, obviously the best epic HP based nuker in the game, so that is going to be empowerment for him. Well known for his big AoE smack on the A2. So 580 points plus the 2,300 where we started, so we're at 2,800 points in the champion chase. Unfortunately, we did get an all blues, not what you want to see. So 100 points, that's a shame, but now we're at 2,900 points. So we definitely want to see lots and lots of epics. There we go. There's 1 Ambassador Lethalin, 2 Umatogi, and 2. Okay, another 500 or 600-ish points. Not much to say about them. Templar is good, although for a future Relic Keeper. But Umatogi is relatively underwhelming, and Ambassador Lethalin is one of the champions who can place Taunt on someone, so he's only useful if you want to troll people with putting Taunt on a Mortu Macabre, which can be fun. But I don't have Mortu Macabre, but I haven't seen anyone really do that in many, many months. Malkith Bloodflock is the epic for this particular 10 pop, and he is decent. He is a good Faction Wars Reviver for Knight's Revenant, so if you do need him for that purpose, he can work. I prefer Rector Wrath over him personally, but nonetheless, if you don't have her and you have him, he can definitely help. 3,800 so far, I believe, in the champion chase, so still a good ways to go, but hopefully we can get a nice string of epics. There's 2. Can we get a third epic? There we go. That's good. 800 points. Ferric and the Fat, the best epic ally attacker in the game. Pan the Bowhorn. I've yet to build him, but I've heard he smacks pretty hard relative to rares or relative to epics. And then Pestilist. He has a lot of things in his kit, but he's one of like the worst ones, who the most like anti-synergistic kit in the game for epics. But we'll take it. Another 800 in the bag, so that brings us to 4,600 according to my mental math. So we're about 1,000 points away from getting to the 5,500. Negorio is a pretty decent Shadowkin epic. He hits kind of hard. He's in the conversation with like Pan the Bowhorn and like Deerendil, that type of stuff. So he can be a pretty decent DPS for Faction Wars or other such niche situations that require Shadowkin only. We need about 500 points to go, I believe. So 2 epics in a 10 pop, or just 2 epics in general, will bring us there, and all blues is not what you want to see. So yeah, we'll do one more 10 pop. I obviously could do singles till we get 2 epics, but I have more faith in the 10 pops to bring us those 2 epics here. And maybe I spoke too soon. Back to back all blues. That is pain, absolute pain. So I guess at this point, 1 epic should do it. 1 epic should do it, as long as there's 1 epic in the next set of 10, which is practically guaranteed. Oh, a legendary as well. Okay. Wallmaster Athorion, we'll take that. Now we just super overshot the thing there, but hey, we did it perfectly in the 90 slots. We had a lot of there, so 90 ancient charges was the cost for this particular one, but we'll take it. Kaitis, not that amazing. Sakar, not that amazing either, but Wallmaster Athorion, I already have him, but nonetheless, this is great. This is High Elves Faction Guardian. Is this 10 out of 10? Ooh, we have to check that. But yeah, very powerful Hydra champion, very powerful Chimera champion. I do use him on the highest levels that I can do in both of those areas, and so the enemy max HP double hitter here is excellent. Block buffs and decreased attack as well. And then he's also a self buffer. He gives himself increased attack, increased accuracy, and increased speed. Then grants an extra turn. So basically he can reduce the cooldown of the A2 or just set himself up to use the A2, which is very strong. And then sometimes people forget about the passive, but essentially when he decapitates, kills enemies or kills Hydra or decapitates Hydra heads, he gains a lot of HP, which just makes him very, very tanky, specifically in Hydra or just fights where he's getting kills. So he is attack based, so you can build him like a standard nuker with attack and whatnot, but once he starts killing Hydra heads, specifically in Hydra, then he becomes a lot tankier and harder to kill, which is just kind of good synergy with his particular kit. So no matter what, we definitely achieved the goal of getting to the 5,500, so we have all the Titan event points that we could have gotten from this particular thing, and more importantly, I do have the rare unlocked that I can now champion train with the last couple of days of champion training. So yeah, 1,000 points when we needed like 300. We definitely overshot it by a good bit. bit, but it is tempting to go all to the next legendary tome. But in this case, my current state of things, I am not that in dire need of legendary tomes, so you might see me dialing back a little bit on the pursuit of said tomes, but mythical tomes are definitely something I'm in the market for reasons we all know about. But yeah, we'll collect basically everything here. We don't have to worry about that. There's no energy, surprisingly, but yeah, we'll take it. That is good. And then the big reveal. Did we get 10 out of 10 in High Elves? We did. Okay, Wallmaster Atharion is the 10th or the 5th set of duplicates for my High Elves, meaning that we finally have unlocked 10 speed for my Arbiter. And actually, who else? Who else does that help? I'm obviously Arbiter. Galith, or no, he's mythical. Atharion himself, of course. Lanothril, sure, more speed for him. Bunch of other people that are kind of unimportant, but yeah, Arbiter, sweet. I believe that pushes me over 400 speed. Yes, just barely, but it finally pushes me over 400 speed. So now it's Arbiter on my account, who is the fastest on my account, if you're curious, is the first champion that I've finally gotten to over 400 speed with the plus 10 here. So formerly 391, now at 401. So maybe I can win some speed races now. We'll see. I doubt it. But yeah, there you go. I have absolutely no reason to complain at all whatsoever. We'll definitely take it. So we didn't get a new legendary, but we got a very, very useful duplicate legendary. So I'm more than happy, satisfied with this particular session, especially since we really weren't expecting anything anyways. And I was banking on getting a ton of epics since we were fresh off of Mercy. And once again, I guess we're fresh off of Mercy since we just reset it with the legendary on the last 10 pull once again. High Elves is the second faction that I finally got into 10 out of 10 in Faction Guardian. So I still have plenty to go, especially some that are still, believe it or not, down at 0 out of 10. There are literally a couple of factions where I have 0 duplicate legendaries, believe it or not. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you got from your summons, assuming you were pulling this weekend as well. It is 2 extinctions, which is a great time to pull in general for majority of the player base. Did you get a string of epics? Did you get one legendary? And dare I say, did you get multiple legendaries? Because you never know, there's someone out there who definitely got a bunch of legendaries this session. As always, if you did enjoy this video, then be sure to hit that like button down below. It really does help out the channel. And feel free to hit the subscribe button down below as well for more content just like this one in the future. Thanks for watching and have a good one.